if I can change. Good afternoon. This is Munira from Chicagoland. I am calling you from, wait, hang on. I'm calling you from Chicagoland, and I have Luisa on the phone with us. She's not doing a video because she of technical difficulties, so she has a phone call in. And hi, Luisa, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Hi. Thank you for calling.
Thank you for joining us today. I do these interviews because I'm a very curious person, and I find that everybody is a very valuable person in my life, and you have walked into my life only a few months ago, and I want to see who you are and how we can help each other.
Thank you.
So, Luisa, can you tell me a little bit about yourself?
Well, yes, as I had mentioned when we first met, I'm married for 34 years. I've been married to we have 3 beautiful young men, oldest getting married sometime soon. And I have actually been a W-2 employee for most of my career, have delved into entrepreneurship on and off. And as I was mentioning before, I actually have always used my W-2 work as an excuse for not pursuing or making entrepreneurship my full-time job. In the last 18 months, I have pursued entrepreneurship and have made the decision that that's what I will be doing for the remainder of my life. And I actually am enjoying it. I love it. And I no longer have the excuse of using W-2 as a reason for not being successful.
Oh, that's awesome. So where are you calling us from?
I'm actually calling you from Michigan, the place that I have lived for the last 49 years or so.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
So a lot of history. You said one of your sons is getting married?
Yeah, my oldest son got engaged in February, and we have a wedding coming up in November, our first. We're excited.
Wonderful. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I had 3 weddings in 14 months. 3 of my kids just pounced it on me.
Oh, my goodness.
So
I can't even imagine.
Advice, ask me. So another,
wow.
I know they all pounced it on me. I wasn't ready for this, but you know, kids, what are you gonna do?
Exactly.
You said you worked in a W-2 capacity for the longest time. Can you tell us what industry you were in?
Yes, actually, it's broken down very simple. I was in the healthcare environment for 18 years of my working life, and then switched over to financial planning for the last, I would say, since 2000. So where does that take me? A good 17 years. Yeah. Yeah.
So what were you doing in financial planning?
I mostly worked in operations, administrative work. So basically in the financial planning industry, there's the owner of the business, and I was what we call the integrator or implementer, if you will, of the organization, helping them grow and take their business to the next level. And that's where I really found my niche to really work with those entrepreneurs to kind of be that support system for them, to help them and guide them to make that next leap, so that it's not just them and an assistant, but them and multiple employees in their organization.
That's awesome. So
yeah.
so am I getting this correct? And you can always correct me if I'm wrong, but you help entrepreneurs who are starting a business guide through the maze, as in like getting a license or getting a LLC. Is that what I'm getting, or am I completely off?
No, no, you're a little bit off. So at the point that I have joined them, they've already gone through that phase.
Okay.
It's that phase of when they hit the, as John calls it, hitting the lid. So I typically help them when they've hit that first lid level. So, and it's different for every entrepreneur at every age. So it's not like I can say in 5 years in their business or 7 years in their business, because it depends where they are. But typically it's getting to that first million.
Oh, okay.
Because once they get to that first million, that's a hurdle. Once you get to that first million, then you're kind of like on a good pathway to keep going. If you don't focus on the SOS, right?
Yes.
The shiny objects.
Yes. Yes.
Exactly. So I've actually thrived and enjoyed helping them stay away from the shiny objects so they can stay focused.
So they stay focused. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
So yeah. Okay. So
yep.
So basically, these are people who've made a little bit of money and are successful, but they want to take the next step out. Not completely entrepreneurs, right? Who are starting out completely.
Correct.
Okay. Wow, that's a good step, because most of them... Wait, so I have a question. How do then these people who have already made $1 million know that they need help from you?
Well, typically these people are, they're now at a point in their organization where they are frustrated. So people issues become evident to them, right? Because they've been so focused on growing their business that they lose sight of the folks around them. So typically when they need me is when they've grown with, again, employees. They lose the ability to communicate to more than 1 or 2 or 3 people, because the complexity of having more employees is greater, right?
Okay, I see.
When it's only 2 people you're talking to, it's easy. But when you've got, 4, 5, 6 employees, you now have to be more intentional on your communication and communicating with these people so that they're all aligned with your vision. Because now it's not just you in the house.
No, you're right, because...
So I help them to communicate their vision.
Oh, now this is your business now, or what you are doing?
This is my business now. It's what I was doing, but now I have made it a business so that I can help more than one person I may be employed with, right? So when I was employed, I could only help that one person.
Oh.
Right? And I've done that with a couple of people. So it was the decision to say, well, I can help one person at a time, or I can do this and help multiple people.
No, this is awesome, because, and many times people get frustrated and don't understand how to obtain the help, or then know who is out there to help them. And so you have such a wonderful niche that is awesome. I think, as you grow in your business, I think it's going to be very, very successful.
Yes.
So,
yes, it's been proven to help business owners. But clearly it's business owners who are open to growth, are open-minded, because as you know, there's a lot of ego that goes in with being successful as a business owner, defining whatever success might be for them.
Yes.
Many of them don't realize that you don't get to that next level on your own.
Isn't that a sad fact that most people don't even ask for help when they know they need it, right?
Yes.
So
yes.
how do you convince these business owners that you're the right person?
Well, I'd like to think I'm not trying to convince them, because I don't like to work with people I have to convince. Typically, I'd like to work with people who want it, because again, they're more, if I have to convince them, sometimes it's not, they don't end up being the right fit. So it's mostly, for me, it's more educating them, sharing with them what working with someone can help them do. And whether it's me they're working with or anybody else, because it has to be a fit. As you know, with coaching and training, if you don't connect with your client, you're not going to be able to help them. You can have, the same product, the same tools, the same material you can share with 3 different people. And if you don't connect with 2 out of the 3, only one of them is really going to get it.
No, you're right. You're right.
So,
yes.
Yeah.
Wow. So what are your visions for your business?
So the vision for my business right now is to incorporate some leadership training with my current motto that I use with business owners. And add that to it. So, the John Maxwell material is just so phenomenal that I believe adding that to what I'm currently doing is just going to be the icing on the cake. It's helped me grow, and I know it can help the other people grow. So my goal is to help, again, continue to help the small to mid-sized business owners, getting them to that next level, but not just through systems and processes, but also through leadership training, because that seems to be one of the biggest missing pieces, in my experience and opinion, with entrepreneurs.
True.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that's a very you have it completely so fine tuned, So how do people find you?
How do people find me? Well, that's one of the things I'm currently working on. Up until now, people have found me through referrals.
Okay.
But we all know that referral sources do end at some point. So right now, as I begin to grow and add, collaborate, work with others, much like yourself, to help me get that word out and find a way to, market and reach out to those people who would not otherwise be able to find me.
So are you always, let me rephrase. Do you always work out of the Michigan area, or are you open to travel too?
Oh no, I travel. Yes, I've traveled. Now that I know you're in Chicago, next time I'm in Chicago, I'm going to reach out to you.
Awesome. That we can have some fun.
Yeah. Exactly. So no, I do travel. Yes. I'm hoping to find a way, although I do enjoy being face-to-face with people. I am trying to find a way, as I work with you and the 100 Strong, to be able to create an online platform so that I could virtually be at places that I might not be able to be. and particularly more than anything, just to be able to accommodate individuals' schedules, right? So if I'm in one state one day and somebody needs me the next, maybe the best way to do it is do virtual training. But I'm working on that.
No, that's good, because when people are trying to find you, most people like to say, "Can you consult with us on in person?" Then sometimes it's not possible because the schedule is so wrapped up, or they can't afford it because you expect them to pay for your travel and hotel and all that good stuff. But sometimes they say, "No, can you just do it virtually?" So it's easy. If you're flexible, then that becomes a very an added point to your business. So where do you see yourself in the next 12 months and then the next 2 to 3 years?
So in the next 12 months, I see myself having virtual training on my platform, so that I can reach out to folks that are not nearby, and particularly those folks that would prefer virtual training. Mm-hmm. So in 12 months, that would be what I would see. I couldn't put a percentage on how much of that business is there, but that's what I'd like to see. In 3 to 5 years, for sure, that would probably be most. Ideally, what I would love to do is most of the training virtual, and then offer live training, maybe at their annual session where they do a retreat with their team, because it's so important to take teams outside of your work environment and really not only work hard, but play hard as well. I think the collaboration of that in the team, in your business is critical to building a family environment, if you will, which we should, because if people are going to work for you and they're going to spend most of their life in your business, it should be fun.
It should be, yeah. And so it looks like you enjoy what you're doing very much.
I do. I do enjoy it. Again, with the right people, I enjoy it. Right? People who, like I said, are open-minded and willing to grow, because those are the people that typically will apply and challenge and work to make their business successful. And then, of course, anytime I see people successful in their business, it excites me. There's nothing more exciting than, I think of it as children, right? When you're raising your children and they grow up to be young adults and they're, they're good citizens. You can't ask for more than that.
No, you're right. You're right. You did that so well. Like, you're a seasoned mother. So you look at your business as a child that you have nurtured and taken care of. And that is a very awesome analogy, because most people just think it's work, And when I hear you speak, I hear the passion and your excitement that, you love what you're doing, which is a very key, important thing to me, is because I meet people day in, day out who are not happy with what they do, right? And they know they have to take the second step, the next step, but they are not sure because, one, they have a comfort level and whatever they are, although it's like wearing, somebody explained that to me a long time ago, so I'm going to use his analogy here. It's like women's high-heeled shoes at a party. You wear them because it looks good, but it's not at all comfortable.
I love that.
So, yeah, and so I see people in that same position day in, day out, and they're not happy with that. And they say, how I need to take the next step. What do? I can't afford it. I'm still in this rut. But yet, when they get a raise, they still expand their expenses and don't save anything. So you are in a very good place where you teach people all of these things. And one day when I'm very large and have my own business that's really booming, I'm going to have you do the same thing for me so I can take it to the next level.
Well, I would be happy to. It would be my privilege. Thank you.
Just to, so that we're talking a lot about work and our goals and our mission and our vision, everything that we've talked about, let's do something for fun. You said you would come to Chicago, you would look me up. But in the meantime, the weather has turned beautiful. What have you got planned for the summer?
What do I have planned for the summer? Well, of course, with the wedding coming up in November, I have a lot of work around the house to do. So the summer is going to keep me busy around the home. I've got a couple of trips planned. Most of them personal, but fun as well. So I will be going to Atlanta, Georgia for Turning Point in a couple of weeks, and I'm looking forward to that. To do things that are out of my comfort zone, whether it's climbing the wall or zip lining or, more of the physical activities that I don't ordinarily do. So looking forward to that. I'm looking to plan a trip back to Italy in June sometime. So looking forward to that. And then the wedding. So I think that's more than I need on my plate for this year.
You said back to Italy. Tell me about that. Are you an Italian lady?
Yeah. So my family is Italian. Although I was born in Venezuela, my parents are from Italy. They migrated to Venezuela, and that's where I was born. But my roots are Italian, and I purchased my grandmother's home when she passed away about, it's probably been a good 15, 18 years now. Mm-hmm. I don't quite remember the date or the time frame, but a year ago I took the challenge to renovate the home. So it's been renovated. It was a year in January, and we're still working on some of the finishing touches as we speak. And my hope and desire is to have folks, make it like a retreat center. I've got 4 rooms in the facility that will sleep 8 to 10 or 12, depending on if people want to bunk beds, if you will, or 4 couples. Okay. And so this summer my visit there is to kind of put some pictures on the wall and give it that little bit of female touch to it, and create some
Airbnb.
Eventually it will be, correct. Eventually it will be. Right now, I would say for the next 2 to 3 years, it's kind of more family, friends, word of mouth type of experience, if you will.
Okay, because I
just simply because I want. Oh, wonderful, wonderful! Yeah, I actually have. I'll put you on my list because I do have a few groups of people that I hope to bring out there and kind of create an experience, if you will. So once I get all of the, my 5-year plan is ultimately I will have figured it out, if that makes any sense to you, yes. Where I can then put it on Airbnb and open it up to a world of people. So right now I do have a private Facebook. I have a private Facebook page, and what I'm doing is I'm actually, as I'm building that, I am inviting those people who do have an interest, because it's not publicly. So if you have an interest, I'll put you on my Facebook page.
That would be awesome, because my idea is Well, this year I was going to do it, but I'm kind of overindulged with my studying and all of the 100 strong and, all the other things that we are doing.
Yes.
But my idea is to take at least 10 women on a leadership cruise or a place. And, Italy or Turkey is one of those places. Greece is another one.
Yeah.
So, who knows?
Beautiful.
Who knows?
Oh, that's beautiful. That's exact. Oh, no, you're right on. As a matter of fact, that's exactly what I'm looking this one group that is a group of female executives. Actually, it's the Michigan Association for Female Executives organization.
Yes.
And I've joined them, and they have an interest of doing exactly what you're. I don't know if the subject matter will be the same, but it would be to bring a group of women to a small retreat. And then what we'll do is I've got, all of I've actually did it a year and a half ago. I went out there and toured the vineyards and did a wine tasting. And I went and met with gentlemen, folks who make local foods.
Yes.
So prosciuttos and cheeses and those kinds of things, and toured all that so that I can add that to my list of things to do when we bring a group like you're talking about with women.